Hey everybody, my name is Natalie Duncan-Emmons. I wanted to thank you for listening to this episode of The Morning Show. I'm the creator, the producer, and the host of the show. We want you to check out our website. It's themorningshowwithnatalie.com. You can go to that website. You can see all about our sponsors, all about the show. You can even listen to live episodes while they're going on right there from the website. Another way to listen to the show live is go to Live 365. You can download that app and just search for The Morning Show. It's right there. Super easy. We want you to hit the like button and subscribe to this channel if you will. That way you can keep up with what's going on The Morning Show. Thank you. I hope you enjoy it.
Hey friend, it's great to have you tuned into The Morning Show today. Here on The Morning Show, you'll hear your favorite Southern gospel music and some of the classics you'll never forget. And now, the hostess of The Morning Show, Natalie Duncan-Emmons.
When you wake up to the storm and all you feel are the waves crashing against your boat, you wonder if anybody remembers you or the journey that you're on. When you feel discouraged from what you see on the news or the events going on around you, well, friend, cut it off. Don't look to the left or to the right, look up. And when everything inside of you is screaming to be afraid, to accept defeat, or to hand our enemy a victory, well, you need to sing. And then keep singing. Sing it some more. For we are God's people. And that's just what God's people do. Well, we sing.
He said sing from a laughing heart, just sing. When the night is darkest, sing. Let your joy explode and let music fill the air. Inside of you tells you that life is still a wonder. Just throw back your head and sing. He said sing from a laughing heart, just sing. When the night is darkest, sing. Let your joy explode and let music fill the air. And sing when there's nothing else to do, sing. When something deep inside of you tells you that life is still a wonder. Just throw back your head and sing. When God created living things, He knew we'd need a way to share our fears, our questions, and our dreams. Oh, there were words, but words won't do when joy swells up inside. There simply had to be a better way. When you say sing, from a laughing heart, just sing. When the night is darkest, sing. Let your joy explode and let music fill the air. You can sing when there's nothing else to do, sing. When something deep inside of you tells you that life is still a wonder. Just throw back your head and sing. The birds God sent on flashing wings to fill the sky with song. Put music in the brook and crashing sea.
The wind blew through the threads of grass like fingers through the strings of golden harps and made the meadows sing.
Then he said sing from a laughing heart, just sing. When the night is darkest, sing. Let your joy explode and let music fill the air. You can sing when there's nothing else to do, sing. When something deep inside of you tells you that life is still a wonder. Just throw back your head and sing.
The psalmist said, "Make a joyful noise unto the Lord, all ye lands. Serve the Lord with gladness. Come before his presence with singing. Know ye that the Lord, he is God. It is he that hath made us, and not we ourselves. We are his people and the sheep of his pasture. Enter into his gates with thanksgiving, and into his courts with praise. Be thankful unto him, and bless his name. For the Lord is good, his mercy is everlasting, and his truth endureth to all generations."
Then he said sing from a laughing heart, just sing. When the night is darkest, sing. Let your joy explode and let music fill the air.
You can
Sing when there's nothing else to do, sing. When something deep inside of you tells you that life is still a wonder. Just throw back your head and sing.
Then he said sing
From a laughing heart, just sing. When the night is darkest, sing.
the ark for his journey. Then he set sail for waters unknown. He looked through a window, the heavens it faced. Then he looked in God's eyes, and Noah found grace. I'm safe from the storm and billows around me. Though billows may roll, for he pilots me. He pilots my ship on life's troubled sea. He promised to me, my anchor shall hold till I see the sun's face. I see, for he shut the door. Thank God I am sealed in the ark of his grace. When we make it home and the angels start gathering our story to hear how we won the race, I'll jump to my feet and shout it so loudly. My soul took a ride in the ark of his grace. I'm safe from the storm and billows around me. The billows may roll, for he pilots me. He pilots my ship on life's troubled sea. He promised to me, my anchor shall hold till I see the sun's face. His beauty I see, for he shut the door. Thank God I am sealed in the ark of his grace. Yes, he shut the door. Thank God I am sealed in the ark of his grace.
My name is Natalie Duncan-Emmons. You are listening to The Morning Show. They're from Bryson City, North Carolina. That is the Inspirations. I hope you have your calendar marked for November the 7th of this year, because those guys will be coming to Lake Mississippi November the 7th. Of course, there's a lot happening between now and November the 7th, but we still want you to have it marked. We'll be letting you know about everything that is coming our way all year long. Got a lot going on this week right here on The Morning Show. Tomorrow is co-hosting with kids, and we have Uriah Culpepper going to be right here on The Morning Show. That's going to be awful special tomorrow. I have a feeling you're going to fall in love with Uriah. And then Thursday is Throwback Thursday. Keith Plott. You may remember Keith Plott from his days with Brian Free and Assurance and the Lefevre Quartet. You're going to love Keith. He'll be here on Thursday. And then Friday will be our featured artist, the Shower Brothers. We'll be talking a little bit more about them really, really soon, but it's going to be a great week here on The Morning Show. And I'm super glad you are tagging along with us, because it just wouldn't be the same if you were not here. You know I like this one by Avenue. It's just a great way to start off the day. Just keep walking on and walking on and walking on.
I'm walking on with Jesus and I'm holding to his hand. I'm walking on with Jesus in a dark and sinful land. And though the battle rages up ahead that I can see, I won't look back to the left or right, 'cause I know he walks with me. Well, I'm walking on with Jesus, and I know he'll guide my way. I'm walking on with Jesus till I reach that brighter day. And though my feet grow weary and I stumble in the road, he'll pick me up and dust me off and help me bear my load. Walking on with Jesus and I'm holding to his hand. I'm walking on with Jesus in a dark and sinful land. And though the battle rages up ahead that I can see, I won't look back to the left or right, 'cause I know he walks with me. One day while my Jesus walked the shores of Galilee, there were two men a-fishing, casting nets into the sea, not knowing in a moment what a change that there would be. But they left those nets when Jesus said, "Will you follow me?" And they went walking on with Jesus. They were holding to his hand. I'm walking on with Jesus in a dark and sinful land. And though the battle rages
that's alright to see. 'Cause it'll be blooming like the rose where the water's running free. And the blind will see, the deaf will hear, and the lame will walk with me. And we'll go walking on the side where our sorrows have to flee. We'll walk right into glory where our Jesus we will see. And when we meet the Father, think how happy we will be. Then Jesus says, that's my child, he has followed me.
That's why I'm walking on with Jesus and I'm holding to his hand. I'm walking on with Jesus in a dark and sinful land. And though the battle rages up ahead that I can see, I won't look back to the left or right, 'cause I know he walks with me. Yes, I'm walking on with Jesus and I'm holding to his hand. I'm walking on with Jesus in a dark and sinful land. And though the battle rages up ahead that I can see, I won't look back to the left or right, 'cause I know he walks with me, walking on.
When God says wait, he's got something good in mind. You may seem late, but he'll be there right on time. He always has a plan. Just hold fast to the faith. The answer's in his hand when God says wait.
Patience is a virtue, but it's hard to come by when life is trying to hurt you and you think you won't survive. That clock keeps ticking down while you're running out of time. Don't look to other sources, my friend, just hold your horses. He's blazed a trail for you, he's made a way.
When God says wait, he's got something good in mind. You may seem late, but he'll be there right on time. He always has a plan. Just hold fast to the faith. The answer's in his hand when God says wait.
Know that God has heard you the first time that you pray. He never will desert you. So child, don't be dismayed. He's gonna make you stronger, and the best is yet to come.
His plan is so much greater. You're gonna thank him later.
Lift up your head, it's time to celebrate.
When God says wait, he's got something good in mind. You may seem late, but he'll be there right on time. He always has a plan. Just hold fast to the faith. The answer's in his hand when God says wait. He always has a plan. Just hold fast to the faith. The answer's in his hand when God says wait. Yeah, the answer's in his hand when God says wait. When God says wait.
That is the Browders with a favorite of the morning show, When God Says Wait. Well, I have a treat for you this morning, a special treat. Bryan Hutson, he has sang, well, with many groups in Southern gospel music. He's had a fantastic career through the years. He's probably best known for his years as the lead singer with the Kingsmen, but has enjoyed an outstanding career through the decades in gospel music. Well, Bryan was a part of the memorial service for Lisa Marie Presley Sunday at Graceland, and he will be here on the morning show. He is calling in today to tell us all about that special experience. And I'm super thrilled about that. So if you want to hear from Bryan Hutson, he was there at that memorial service. If you want to hear from him, tune in about 6:45. Brace yourself. Here's the new one from the Freemans. We've never played it before. I just heard it. Boy, is it something. It's called The Glory, and it's in true Freeman form. Boy, it's good.
Once there were churches on fire for the Lord, churches found in one mind and accord. Once they were holy and down on their knees, but the glory is not there like it used to be. You can't have the glory with sin in the can. You can't have the fire with no oil in your lamp. If you can't tell the difference, we're blind and can't see. The glory's not there like it used to be. A compromised gospel has no place at all. These doctrines of devils will cause us to fall. Perverting the scriptures is death, can't you see? The glory is not there like it used to be. There is glory, it's the presence of Christ, feeling the temple, but it comes with a price. The church on the altar, repenting of sins,
That touch of His glory will fall once again.
you can't have the glory with sin in the can. You can't have the fire with no oil in your lamp. If we can't tell the difference, we're blind and can't see. The glory's not there like it used to be. If we can't tell the difference, we're blind and can't see.
The touch of His glory
Will fall once again. The touch of His glory will fall once again.
To remind you that you can find The Morning Show on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and search The Morning Show, Natalie Duncan-Emmons, and it pops right up. Once there, you can listen to all of the past shows, episodes, interviews that you might have missed. So go to YouTube, search The Morning Show, Natalie Duncan-Emmons, and listen to The Morning Show as long as your little heart desires. Hey, thanks again for supporting Natalie and The Morning Show, and as always, may the Lord richly bless you.
I'm just as sure He came from glory as if I knelt at the manger bed. I'm just as sure He died to save me as if I touched the blood He shed. I'm just as sure He rose from the grave as if I'd heard the angel say He's not here. And I am just as sure of heaven as if I'd been there a million years. Some say we can't know for certain what is absolutely true, but I believe God's word is is more than just a point of view. The gospel is the firm foundation for my faith today. I'm confidently trusting Jesus, that's why I proclaim. I'm just assured he came from glory, as if I knelt at the manger there. I'm just assured he died to save me, as if I touched the blood he shed. I'm just assured he rose from the grave, as if I'd heard the angels say he's not here. And I am just as sure of heaven, as if I've been there a million years. Jesus saved me and he changed me from a sinner with no hope into a new creation with assurance in my soul. Now every day I'm more persuaded he's the only way. He came, he died, he rose, and he'll return again someday. I'm just as sure he came from glory, as if I knelt at the manger bed. I'm just as sure he died to save me, as if I touched the blood he shed. I'm just as sure he rose from the grave, as if I heard the angels say he's not here. And I am just as sure of heaven, as if I'd been there a million years. I'm just as sure he rose from the grave, as if I heard the angels say he's not here. And I am just as sure of heaven. Oh, I am just as sure of heaven. Yes, I am just as sure of heaven, as if I'd been there a million
Music, ministry, and more. It's The Morning Show with Natalie Duncan-Emmons.
You're listening to The Morning Show. And now, with your patriotic point of view, here's Larry Gressett.
Standing 630 feet above the Mississippi River is St. Louis's most iconic landmark, the Gateway Arch. The tallest national monument in America, it is a legendary engineering triumph designed by Finnish-born architect Eero Saarinen. As part of the Jefferson National Expansion Memorial, the Gateway Arch serves to commemorate the accomplishments of 19th century westward pioneers and celebrate the city's role as the gateway to the West. Plans for the arch were first envisioned by civil leader Luther Ely Smith in 1933. Smith, who sought to revive the waterfront, raised his idea in a meeting with city leaders. By 1935, the Jefferson National Expansion Memorial Association was created. The JNEMA planned to carry out Smith's vision with a public memorial that would highlight the accomplishments of early westward pioneers, notably President Thomas Jefferson for the Louisiana Purchase of 1803, Lewis and Clark, and other great builders of the nation that aided in the development of St. Louis. On October 28, 1965, the massive stainless steel arch was completed, standing 630 feet above the river. Since its completion, the arch has been the subject of several improvements, including illuminating floodlights, the grand staircase, and an updated museum. Today, the Jefferson Expansion Memorial includes the Gateway Arch, the Museum of Westward Expansion, and the Old Courthouse, site of the famous Dred Scott slavery cases of the 1860s, and receives nearly 4 million visitors every year. You know it when you see it. The Arch. I'm Larry Gressett with your patriotic point of view.
The Patriotic Point of View was brought to you by Joe McGee Construction. Joe McGee Construction believes family is one of God's greatest gifts. Family owned and operated for the past 33 years, Joe McGee Construction is the proud employer of some of Mississippi's best tradesmen. Together, we are supporting our communities and working hard to ensure that every commute to work and every ride to school brings us safely home to our loved ones. Valuing faith, family, and the Magnolia State, Joe McGee Construction is building safer roads for a better Mississippi. Joe McGee is my friend, and I thank him for helping us bring you the best mix of Southern gospel music, along with your patriotic point of view here on The Morning Show.
I won't forget the night I stepped out of my pew, walked down the aisle, my running days were through. I knelt at the altar just as I am, gave my life to the Father and left a brand new man. Now I'm a member of the lost and found. The Lord took his pen and wrote my name down. The man that I once was is not the same man now. Everything is better. He claimed me forever. A member of the lost and found. Yeah, they took me to the water and I was baptized. He washed my dark soul like snow made it white. I lifted these two hands, no longer bound. For the first time I stood cleansed and able to shout. Now I'm a member of the lost and found. Glad the Lord took his pen and wrote my name down. The man that I once was is not the same man now. Since that
You could win a trip to Orlando, Florida, courtesy of Southbound. Southbound is getting ready to celebrate their new project, Lost and Found, and will hold an album release party February 15th in Orlando. You could win airfare, accommodations, and ground transportation for two. But that's not all. The winner will also receive their choice of theme park tickets to Disney World or Universal Studios. Register to win at SouthernGospelPrizes.com. 5 runners-up will receive Southbound prize packs. The contest ends February 3rd. Register to win the Orlando Flyaway, courtesy of Southbound. Southern Gospel Prizes for Southern Gospel fans. SouthernGospelPrizes.com.
All right, our friend Bryan Hutson, he's going to be here next to tell us all about Lisa Marie's service. He was there. It's going to be incredible. Don't miss Bryan Hutson.
So you say you're thinking of walking away, but it sure ain't because you didn't try. You're telling me that you just need to breathe and take a little break for a while. But once you go out wandering, there's no guarantee you'll have the chance to make it back to where you need to be. So stay home, stay here. I know out there looks so much better, but your vision isn't clear, 'cause it ain't what it seems. The devil's always painting pictures, framing up your hopes and dreams. Your father's gonna miss you if you're gone, so please stay home. Deep down inside, let go of your pride. There's no shame in coming to your knees, and I know it's tough. You've been through more than enough, and it'd just be so much easier to leave. But I promise you there'll come a time you're gonna miss what you left behind. The light's still on, you can come inside. Grace is holding out the key. Stay home, stay here. I know out there looks so much better, but your vision isn't clear, 'cause it ain't what it seems. The devil's always painting pictures, framing up your hopes and dreams. Your father's gonna miss you if you're gone, so please stay home. Don't leave the safety of his arms. There is nothing more. Please stay home. You can run for 1,000 miles and find he's still the open door. Stay home, stay here. I know out there looks so much better, but your vision isn't clear, 'cause it ain't what it seems. The devil's always painting pictures, framing up your hopes and dreams. Your father's gonna miss you if you're gone. We're all gonna miss you if you're gone. You're gone. Heaven's gonna miss you if you're gone. So please stay home. Stay home.
My name is Natalie Duncan-Emmons. You are listening to The Morning Show, and we have a treat this morning, a special, special treat. Our friend Bryan Hutson, you know Bryan Hutson. He's just a legend in gospel music. He's had a fantastic career through the decades, doing all sorts of stuff in Southern gospel music. We probably know him best as a lead singer for the Kingsmen for many, many years, but he's done all sorts of stuff. But we've got him on today to talk about something pretty special. Good morning, Bryan. Welcome to the morning show.
Good morning, Natalie. How you doing?
Well, we're doing just great. You've been busy, haven't you?
It's been a little busy. It's been a little busy around our house, but it's a good kind of busy. It's good kind of busy.
Well, look, I ran across a picture yesterday. I'm scrolling through Facebook. I heard Billy say that the Blackwoods were going to be a part of Lisa Marie's service. And I'm glancing through Facebook. I see a picture. There the Blackwoods are. Bryan Hutson is in the picture.
Right.
Threw me off. I thought, I've missed something. I did not know Bryan Hutson was with the Blackwoods. Tell us what's going on. Get us up to date.
Okay. Well, I'm an old quartet guy. My wife Yvonne says I have a mind full of useless information, which most men do, and so that has its benefits on occasion. I have a wide variety of lyrics in my head from 30, 40 years ago of songs of quartets and things, and so that comes into a blessing. So I'm able to fill in with groups on occasion. I came off the Gospel Quartet Road in 2016, and so my wife and I have been traveling in ministry since 2016 together. So we do concerts, we do men's retreats and ladies' retreats. We do marriage events all across the country. And so with that limited schedule that we have in our ministry, I'm able to go out and fill in with quartets on occasion. Since 2016, I have filled in with the Poet Voices. I filled in with the Blackwood Brothers. I filled in with the Kingsmen. There's a couple groups in the Ohio area that I go on occasion if they need somebody to fill in. So I'm able to sing a little tenor and lead and baritone, if I need to. So
you can do it all.
Well, I'm not sure about that, but I know I'm a pretty quick study, and I know a lot of songs. Okay, so I've been friends with the Blackwood Brothers, for forever, and I really got to know them back around the 2015 area when I was still on the road traveling, and so since 2016, coming off the road, I have filled in with the Blackwoods at the Memphis Quartet Show. I have filled in with them last August during Elvis Week because the Blackwood Brothers have reduced their schedule, which a lot of groups do. And since the pandemic, they're not traveling as much. And so their members actually have other jobs or other occupations. And so last August, Billy Blackwood called me and said, hey, he said, could you help us out on a weekend? And the first weekend he mentioned I couldn't go. And the second weekend he said, and the second week I need help with is during Elvis Week. I said, let me think about it. Yes, I can do that for sure.
Yes.
So I was able to go and fill in with those guys, sing lead on a couple concerts there in Memphis, at Graceland during Elvis Week. And so this past week, after the passing of Lisa Marie Presley, Billy called me Thursday morning. He said, listen, you're the first guy I'm calling. Can you possibly help us? The Graceland and Elvis Presley Enterprises have contacted. They want us to come in and do a couple songs because the original, the Blackwoods of 1958, the Blackwood Brothers, actually sung at Elvis's mother's funeral.
Yeah.
And then James Blackwood, Billy's dad, the late, great James Blackwood, sung at Elvis Presley's funeral in 1977, and he said it's kind of come full circle. They want us to do a couple songs for Lisa Marie's service on Sunday morning. And my wife and I, we had a couple dates booked in the southern Ohio area, and the churches were very gracious, allowed me to reschedule those, and so I contacted Billy. I said, listen, I'll be there. And so they asked us to do How Great Thou Art and Sweet, Sweet Spirit. And so I was able to go and help that. We got over there Saturday afternoon and did our sound check there on the front lawn of Graceland. And, they're still very gracious, the Presley family and Elvis Presley Enterprises and all the people there, the staff. They just were very gracious and very open to us and just welcomed us with open arms. And so it was, seriously, Natalie, it was a great, great honor. And I'm a huge Elvis fan. I've always been an Elvis fan.
Aren't we all? Yeah.
So it's like, I'm standing there, because Elvis had done a live album in 1974 from there in Memphis at one of the auditoriums. Well, on the album cover, it's the actual picture of Graceland. So I think I'm standing there in front and saying, I had this album when I was a kid, and now here it is. Of course, I had been to Graceland a couple times, through the years, but there I am on the front lawn, And then the nerves kicked in, Natalie. Okay, so
I can't imagine.
We're going to be singing "How Great Thou Art," and Elvis, of all the music he did through the years, he only won 3 Grammys, and one of those Grammys was for "How Great Thou Art."
How great thou art, Brian! Weren't all of his Grammys for gospel music?
They were. All his Grammys were for gospel music, and he loved gospel music so much that I'm sure a lot of your listeners have heard the stories of, he, after concerts, he would bring his backup singers upstairs or wherever he was in the hotel, and they would sing gospel music till wee hours of the morning. So he loved it. I think his real passion was gospel, but I think he felt like his fans really wanted him to be, Elvis of, what they knew him to be. But I think his real passion and love was for gospel music. I really do.
I do too. I think he was trapped. I think a lot of his life was a trap.
He was.
But we have been fascinated. Of course, the world has been fascinated with Elvis for a long time. But the morning show has been going for a year. We just celebrated our one year birthday, and in the past year, we spent a lot of time on Elvis. Of course, the movie came out. It's just been a big year. But we've had Nick Bruno on the show telling Elvis stories. We've had Terry Blackwood, Ronnie Booth. We've just had a lot of these men that knew him, that were there, that can tell us firsthand. When Nick Bruno can tell you about sitting there playing for him, and that was, we were just kind of maybe a little upset. We love it,
And you speaking of you mentioned Terry Blackwood a moment ago. Last August, when I was helping out with the Blackwood Brothers during Elvis Week, well, we did a Sunday evening concert. It was the Blackwood Brothers and the Imperials, and they had Estelle Brown, who was one of the backup singers for the Sweet Inspirations, Larry Strickland came in, and so at one point we kind of wanted to recreate that feel of gathering around the piano and just singing, and so they brought everybody on stage, and there's like 850 people in this big, huge auditorium there at Graceland, there at the complex. And so we start just off the cuff singing Elvis gospel songs, the songs that he was known for. And so, so there I am, and one point we start singing the song, "Lead Me, Guide Me." And so I kind of knew it, and so they just kind of pushed me forward. And so I just started singing the verse on it. And I'm thinking, as I'm singing, oh my gosh, I hope my wife is videoing this, because here I am singing this song, and I've got 4 of Elvis's backup singers actually singing behind me. And
how did you stand it? How did you stand it?
I was like, I can't believe it. There's Estelle, she's singing. There's Terry Blackwood, and there's Larry Strickland. And, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, these people actually sang for Elvis and was his backup singers, and they're like, ooh and on behind me. It was pretty cool. So,
Brian, I almost said that's a once in a lifetime moment, but most people don't have that moment in a lifetime. So
well, it was really a bucket list thing for me. It really was. And there yesterday it was. We got there early. The service started at 9. We were brought over about 7:30. My wife wasn't able to go with me, but my oldest daughter was, and my oldest granddaughter, who is 7, was there with me too. And my oldest granddaughter, she's 7, and she's a huge Elvis fan already. She knows a lot of Elvis songs, and so we were able to go there and meet some people that were friends. And I but honestly, Natalie, Lisa Marie was a celebrity. And heard a lot of great stories on her yesterday during the service. But at the end of the day, she's still a mom, and she was still a daughter. Yeah. And that's what really touched me, because, yes, there were thousands of people there taking pictures and all the news. I was on TikTok last night. My daughter said, you're on TikTok? I said, what's TikTok? And she said, so there's so I know USA Today and all these major publications, were talking about it, but at the end of the day, she was still a mom, and she was still a daughter, and and so it was just a great honor to be able to, be there and honor her, honor the Presley family, and honestly, our prayer was, the Blackwood Brothers, we kind of gathered off before it started, and our prayer was that God would use our music to touch people, and that God would be glorified during that situation. I really believe he did that. So he was honored.
You represented us all. the entire industry. You represented us all, and you did it well.
Well, thank you very much. It seriously was an honor to be there. And I told Billy, I said, you know, I really think a lot of Billy. He's a very godly man. And I said, anytime I can help out in the future, I would love to be able to do that if our schedules can, you know, if the stars can line up the way, you know, scheduling and things. And, of course, John Mattingly, that's their lead singer, who he also sings in a group called Avenue, a trio called Avenue.
Oh, we've had Avenue on the show, Casey and Haley Kemp.
Yes. So John, when the Blackwood brothers slowed, you know, they slowed their touring schedule down, he joined Avenue. And so if there's something that Avenue's doing and he can't get out of it, you know, to go with the Blackwood brothers, that's when they reach out to me, or, you know, to help fill in.
So Jonathan's pulling double duty.
He is. He's a very talented young man. He's young and good looking. I hate him. So I hate him. So.
No.
He's a good guy. He really is.
Well, Bryan, there is nobody else in the world I'd rather have gotten this opportunity than you. You were just the man to do it.
Well, thank you.
Did you see Priscilla?
I did. I almost spoke to her, but the time that I was I came off an elevator, we were asked to go down. The security was so tight, Natalie. It was really tight. There were 2 floors designated at the hotel, the guest house. It's owned by Graceland. It's right on, you know, it's right next door to the mansion. Mm-hmm. And there were 2 floors of that were designated for celebrities and Lisa's family and friends. And so security was right outside. And so you had to produce credentials, or you wouldn't get anywhere past the elevators. Yeah. And so at one point I had to go down to a secure area to get credentials for my daughter. And as I got off the elevator, Priscilla and Lisa's children and her entourage were kind of there, and I almost stopped and, you know, spoke to her, but I could clearly tell she was not in the right frame of mind to speak to anybody, and I didn't want to interrupt. But when during the ceremony yesterday, when Billy was sharing a story about Lisa Marie and his dad, you know, Elvis and Billy's dad, I looked down at Priscilla and, you know, and I mouthed the words to, "We are praying for you." You know, mm-hmm. We are praying for you. And so, it was a touching moment, and I want to reiterate to the listeners to keep that family in your prayers. You know, really.
Priscilla's had a tragic life, hasn't she?
She sure has. And to see her there, and she got up and spoke about her daughter, and I will, if it's okay, I'll share the story that Billy told yesterday. Billy had shared that with us before we went up there, and he said years ago, early 1968, the year that Lisa was born, he said he was home. He was a teenager. Billy was a teenager, and his dad answered the phone. Somebody had called, and his dad hung up and said, "That was Elvis. He wants me to come out to Graceland and meet his daughter, his new baby girl." And he said, "Do you want to go?" And Billy said, "Of course I want to go. It's Elvis, you know." So he said Elvis had called. It wasn't the first time Elvis had ever called there. He had called there several times to bring the quartet. He said, "Mr. Blackwood, would you bring the quartet out here and sing some gospel songs with me here at the mansion?" And so he said it was pretty typical, you know, to go to Graceland. But he said it was just Billy and his dad. They got there and they were brought into the mansion. And he said pretty soon Elvis came down carrying his baby, Lisa Marie, and he said, "Mr. Blackwood, this is my daughter, Lisa Marie." He said Elvis looked at Lisa Marie and said, "Lisa Marie, this is Mr. Blackwood, one of my heroes." Wow. And I thought, that's pretty cool. And then Billy looked at me, and when Billy was telling us before the service, he said, "And I'm the only one alive that was there at that moment. I'm the only one still here." And I said, "Yeah, Billy, you got to share that. You have to share that." I said that would be probably encouraging to Priscilla and encouraging to Lisa's kids, and you know, they never heard that story before. So,
Bryan, that gave me chill bumps.
That was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool story. So, I said, plus Billy, Elvis thought of your dad as his hero. The greatest entertainer that's ever lived thought James Blackwood was one of his heroes. I said, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
We can't even comprehend it. Yeah. Well, I'll say this, and then I'll let you go, because your time is precious, and I've kept you too long. But, Bryan, I saw a humorous picture on Facebook. I didn't know the bass thing. It was you. It was a picture of, this was at the service. Y'all were singing. It was you, and it was the bass singer. Now, did you say that was?
Eric Walker, yeah.
Okay, I don't know him. But whoever posted the picture, it was you and Eric Walker. And the person posting it said, I'm going to tell my grandchildren this is Elvis and JD. They will never know the difference.
Yeah, that was old Bob Sellers. That was Bob Sellers.
Okay. I couldn't remember. I know Bob, but I couldn't remember who posted it. But I got the biggest kick because, you kind of have that Elvis look.
Well, my wife told me before I left, she said, you maybe want to style your hair a little different. You're kind of looking like you're trying to look like Elvis. I said, well,
it comes natural, Brian. Hey, it just comes natural.
It does. I've got this cowlick in the front, and it ain't going to lay down. So it is, I mean, if my hair goes any longer, it just goes over to the side, and you can't help it. So.
Well, I can think of worse things than to look like Elvis.
That was old Bob Sellers. He took my place at the Kingsman. When I left the Kingsman in 2011, Bob took my place, and so it was. I remember him putting that on there. So he's quite.
I just saw Bob just the other day, actually, not too long. But that was funny to me. He says those kids will never know the difference. They'll think that's Elvis and JD. So Brian, thank you for coming on the morning show and telling us about it. We couldn't wait to hear.
Natalie, thanks so much. And everybody, God bless you all. You all have a blessed week.
It's been a lot of fun. You've got a friend here on the morning show. Don't forget it.
Thank you so much.
All right, we'll talk later. Thanks, Brian.
All righty.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, hon.
Once I stood in the night with my head bowed low in the darkness as black as could be, and my heart felt alone, and I cried, oh, face from me. Hold my hand all the way, every hour, every day, from here to the great unknown. Take my hand, let me stand where no one stands alone. Like a king, I may live in a palace so tall, with great riches to call my own. But I don't know a thing in this whole wide world that's worse than being alone. Hold my hand all the way, every hour, every day, from here to the great unknown. Take my hand, let me stand where no one stands alone. Take my hand, let me stand where no one stands alone.
We're glad you're listening this morning to The Morning Show with Natalie Duncan-Emmons. Stay tuned. The best is yet to come.
You're listening to The Morning Show, and here's your pastor's perspective, brought to you today by Dr. Tony Evans of Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship in Dallas, Texas.
Our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but rulers and powers and world forces of this darkness, against spiritual forces of wickedness in heavenly places. You and I are in a battle fighting beings we can't see, yet their effect on us we can see. Paul the Apostle says you make a grand mistake if you think people are your problem. He says in verse 12, we wrestle not against flesh and blood. That means people. As bad as people are, they are merely conduits of another battle. All of us have been in situations trying to change people who are not doing right. Maybe not understanding that the people who are not doing right by us could very well be under control of a person that they can't control. Until you and I learn to understand that what happens through people, that does not exonerate the wrong things that people do, but that what happens through people, through you, through me, through people upon us, has at its core something that is much grandiose than they are, and that is a whole spiritual battle.
The pastor's perspective was brought to you by Salem Baptist Church in Lake Mississippi. Salem is my home church, and I'm thrilled that they've partnered with The Morning Show to help us bring you, well, not only the best music in the world, but encouragement and words of life straight from God's Word. Brother Larry Duncan and the entire congregation at Salem, they invite you to come and visit whenever you get the chance. We're located just a few miles off of I-20 coming through mid-Mississippi. So if you live in our area, if you're ever traveling through our area on a Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday night, well, you stop off the lake exit and visit with us. Thank you to Salem Baptist Church for bringing you your pastor's perspective.
Boys were thrown into the fire because before the king they would not bow. But they said, listen, king, let it be known, we serve a living God, we're not alone. Well, I know that God can do it, to him there's nothing to it. I know he'll see you through in sweet victory. When storms are raging, he is the rock of ages. I know that he is able, mighty is he. They marched around the walls of Jericho. They knew that they would fall, God told them so. Just like he worked for them, he's working now. Our God will never change. God can do it, to him there's nothing to it. I know he'll see you through in sweet victory. Well, even when storms are raging, he is the rock of ages. I know that he is able, mighty is he. Well, I know that God can do it, to him there's nothing to it. I know he'll see you through in sweet victory. Well, even when storms are raging, he is the rock of ages. I know that he is able, mighty is he. Well, I know that he is able, mighty is he.
Hey everybody, this is Scotty Inman, and you're listening to The Morning Show with Natalie.
My grandpa preached from a trailer bed, had potluck dinner and a Marlboro Red, and we'd sing I Saw the Light a couple dozen times. Played hide and seek underneath the stars and drank grandma's tea out of mason jars. I didn't need those city lights. It was just our way of life. Well, I was raised on it. It's where I call home. I made my way on it. And it's the only thing I know. It's in my bones, it's in my blood. It's in my roots down in the mud. And it's a redneck church choir singing, holy, holy, holy. It's in my jeans, it's in my boots. It's in the way that spirit moves. In a part-time center, I wanna be apostle. Raised on Southern gospel. Saved 4 summers for a new used truck. Had a first date mixtape all queued up, and I shook her daddy's hand and showed him I'm the kind of man that was raised on it. And it's the only thing I know. It's in my bones, it's in my blood. It's in my roots down in the mud. And it's a redneck church choir singing, holy, holy, holy. It's in my jeans, it's in my boots. It's in the way that spirit moves. In a part-time center, I wanna be apostle. Raised on Southern gospel. Well, I was raised on it. It's where I call home. I made my way on it. And it's the only thing I know. It's in my bones, it's in my blood. It's in my roots down in the mud. And it's a redneck church choir singing, holy, holy, holy. It's in my jeans, it's in my boots. It's in the way that spirit moves. In a part-time center, I wanna be apostle. Raised on Southern gospel. Oh, it's in my bones. It's in my blood. It's in my roots down in the mud. Raised on Southern gospel.
Well, are you a coffee drinker? I am not a coffee drinker, but I sure do like the way it smells. So if you'd put on a pot, you could drink it and I could smell of it. I've heard that some of the best coffee you will ever find is from Mike Lindale and the good folks over at mypillow.com. It's a specialty coffee is what they say. Now, since I'm not a coffee drinker, I don't know. But they're telling me it's some of the best coffee that you will ever drink. It's certified organic. It is non-GMO. It's USDA certified organic. The flavor's light roast. It's full-bodied with a deep, rich flavor, a clean finish, and low acidity. And I wanted to tell you about this coffee today. Because if you get the coffee today, well, you're going to get a free gift with that. And not just any free gift. You're going to get a free Go Anywhere My Pillow. Now, this is the small size pillow. This is perfect. It's absolutely perfect if you're on the road, if you're in the vehicle, or even if you're on the plane, wherever you're traveling. This is the perfect size pillow to take with you. It is exactly like the classic My Pillows that you sleep on at night. It's just a smaller size and it's easier to travel with. So that's going to be a free gift. Now, if you'll go out and try this coffee today. Now, if you want to try the coffee, and I suggest that you do, go to the mypillow.com. When you come to the home page, all you've done is typed in mypillow.com. You're at the very first screen. Just scroll down a little bit. You'll see different boxes there on the home screen, and one of them is going to say My Coffee. Is super, super easy to find. Click on the square and it'll just take you right to where you need to go to get My Coffee. You've got to use the promo code Natalie, Natalie. But when you do, you can get 50% off of the coffee. I believe it'd be worth a try. If you like coffee, I think it would be worth a try. Everything My Pillow and Mike Lindale do, well, it's elite. So, would you like some elite coffee? Go to MyPillow.com, use the promo code Natalie. They're featured here all week long. They're going to be here Friday morning. They're originally from Florida. It's three brothers, Aaron, Jacob, and Josh Shower. The first time I was introduced to the Shower Brothers was at the National Quartet Convention back in September. At the convention in the daytime, there are what's called showcases, artists who do not perform on the main stage at night. Some of them perform in showcases, and they'll usually pick a winner of the daytime showcases, and whoever wins in the daytime, they get to perform at nighttime on the main stage. And I believe it was Wednesday of the daytime showcases. Well, the Shower Brothers, they won that showcase, and they performed on the main stage on Wednesday night. If you'd like to meet and hear the Shower Brothers and you live in our area, well, this is your opportunity. They're going to be at Clifton Baptist Church, which is right outside of Forest, not too far from Lake Mississippi. And I'm going to be there Sunday night. I'm going to meet the Shower Brothers. I hope you'll join me. That's going to be at 6 o'clock. Here they are, our featured artists, the Shower Brothers.
Somebody sing me a song about Jesus. Bring out the blood he shed to redeem us. Tell of his display of mercy and grace. Somebody sing about the crucifixion and how it was his decision to go to that cross and die for the lost. Somebody sing me a song about Jesus. Times are tough, and we don't hear enough songs about Jesus. Yeah, we need them more and more in this world of doubt. We need to sing out loud those songs about Jesus. Yeah, those songs about our Lord. So somebody sing me a song about Jesus. Bring out the blood he shed to redeem us. Tell of his display of mercy and grace. Somebody sing about the crucifixion and how it was his decision to go to that cross and die for the lost. Somebody sing me a song about Jesus. When I'm feeling down, I need you to come around and sing songs about Jesus. You know that's what friends are for. When I'm close to tears, yeah, I sure need to hear those songs about Jesus. Yeah, those songs about our Lord. So somebody sing me a song about Jesus. Bring out the blood he shed to redeem us. Tell of his display of mercy and grace. Mercy and grace. Somebody sing about the crucifixion and how it was his decision to go to that cross and die for the lost. Somebody sing me a song about Jesus. Sing me a song. Sing me a song. Sing me a song about Jesus.
I'm gone for a while, but just a little. It's okay to cry, but just a little. Honestly, I hope I missed. I promised you better days. trade your tears for heaven's bliss in just a little while. Because right now I'm in the arms of Jesus. I'm home and I'm feeling fine. No more pain, there's no more crying. The battle's done, the victory is mine. He'll call your name and you'll come running, and I can't wait to see you smile together again. It will happen in just a little while. It's okay to grieve, but just a little. Death will scare you, but just a little. We are more than conquerors through him. Remember, we'll be together again, hand in hand, forever we'll begin in just a little while. Because right now I'm in the arms of Jesus. I'm home and I'm feeling fine. No more pain, there's no more crying. The battle's done, the victory is mine. They'll call your name and you'll come running, and I can't wait to see you smile together again. It will happen in just a little while. He'll call your name and you'll come running, and I can't wait to see you smile together again. It will happen in just a little
Well, that's my good buddy Justin Crank and the Glory Way. What about a little Balsam Range this morning? You can never go wrong with Balsam Range. It's just always time for Balsam Range. Here they are. Let my life be a light. Hope you like it. I will.
Let me live, blessed Lord, in the light of thy word. Let my life be a light on a hill, leading souls now astray to the straight and narrow way. Help me do some good deed while I live. Let my life be a light shining out through the night. May I help struggling ones to the fold, spreading cheer everywhere to the sad and the lone. Let my life be a light to some soul. Give me wisdom and power every day, every hour. Let me drink from the fountain above, and guide my footsteps right through this dark and stormy night. Give me peace, give me joy, give me love. Let my life be a light shining out through the night. May I help struggling ones to the fold, cheer everywhere to the sad and the lone. Let my life be a light to some soul. Give me souls for my hire, let my light be on fire, shining out to the world as a guide. And help me rescue someone sinking now with no hope, that in heaven we shall ever abide. Let my life be a light shining out through the night. May I help struggling ones to the fold, spreading cheer everywhere to the sad and the lone. Let my life be a light to some soul. Let my life be a light shining out through the night. May I help struggling ones to the fold, spreading cheer everywhere to the sad and the lone. Let my life be a light to some soul.
Well, big news coming from Star C Sweets this week. This is pretty big. They're putting out their Valentine's special menu. And guys, you need to know about this because this is a perfect Valentine's gift for your wife. If you don't know what to get, you don't have time to shop for a gift, well, here's something to try because here's all you have to do. You've got to order it from Heather Compton, pick it up, put it in the oven, light a candle when she gets there, and you have a candle-lit meal for Valentine's. She won't have to cook. She won't have to get dressed up to go wait in line somewhere at a restaurant. She just gets to come home. Here's what you can get from Star C Sweets. You can pick from 4 entrees: lasagna, chicken spaghetti, cheesy chicken broccoli or rice, or hamburger steak and gravy. You can pick a side: green beans, corn, steamed carrots, or rice. And you can pick a dessert: the white chocolate bread pudding, which you can never go wrong with that, red velvet cake, chocolate cake, or a dozen cupcakes. Whatever suits your fancy, but the orders must be turned in by Wednesday, February the 1st. So we'll keep telling you about this till February the 1st. You can get the entire meal for $100. You can't go out to eat at a really nice place and get that much food for $100. You'll never get it. 601-900-0214. Get your order in today before it's too late. Got to order it by February the 1st.
We're glad you're listening this morning to The Morning Show with Natalie Duncan-Emmons. Stay tuned. The best is yet to come.
You're listening to The Morning Show. And now it's time for a few moments of laughter with the queen of gospel comedy, Shonda Pierce.
Because you can find out anything on Facebook. This is the most codependent nation in the world. We have to like everybody. Please like me. Will you like me? Will you go to my page? Would you like me? Please like. Would you water my crops and like me? Would you like me? If you don't like me, I will poke you. You put pictures of your perfect children on there. Nobody puts a picture of their kid failing English. One time, I told my son, he had a Facebook. When it first came along, he was about 17. He had a Facebook page. He was so excited about it. And I tried to get on one night just to see what he was up to and how he's talking to his friends, how he's witnessing to the Lord. He had blocked me. My son blocked his mother. My own son defriended me. He did not want to be my friend anymore. How do you defriend your own mother? I marched myself upstairs, banged on his door. How come I can't get on your Facebook? Because you're not my friend anymore. How can you defriend your mother? I blocked you. How do you block your mother? The one who pushed you through the womb, who cried and screamed to bring you into this world, who was there for your every bump and bruise, and you blocked me. He said, it's those very statements like that you used to put on my Facebook is the reason that Evidently, his teenage friends are a little picky. He said, I think I need my own privacy. I deserve my own privacy. Even the government says I should have my own privacy. I want my own Facebook. I said, well, if your face is in my house, I'm going to be on your book.
comedy segment was brought to you by John G. Weatherford Incorporated. John G. Weatherford Incorporated? Well, they're proud to be connected to the morning show. They're known to most as Weatherford Oil. They're a third-generation owned and operated family business that values God, family, employees, and customers. For over 40 years, they've been providing diesel, gasoline, motor oil, hydraulic fluid, grease, and logging supplies to some of Mississippi's best loggers, farmers, chicken growers, land managers, municipalities, individuals, and convenience stores. Whether you need large or small quantities, well, they'd love the opportunity to talk to you about supplying all of your fuel and oil needs. With 2 locations, they proudly serve Scott, Lauderdale, Newton, Smith, Neshoba, Jasper, Clark, Kemper, Rankin, and Leake counties. If you appreciate Weatherford Oil helping to bring you the morning show, well, we would appreciate it if you'd call John at Meridian 601-693-0981, 601-693-0981, or Jason in Forest 601-469-3931. That's 601-469-3931, and let them take care of all of your fuel and oil needs. We appreciate them. We appreciate you.
Jesus told the chosen his body would be broken, but he would surely rise from the dead. He did it like he said it, and then when he ascended, he promised he'd be coming back again. He didn't stay dead and he won't stay gone. He'll roll back the clouds like he rolled back the stone. If you trust his word, rest assured you can't go wrong. Stay dead and he won't stay gone. Scorners mock it, but nothing will stop it, and one day they will know that it's true. I'm trusting and awaiting, watching and praying, 'cause I believe it's gonna be soon. Stay dead and he won't stay gone. He'll roll back the clouds like he rolled back the stone. If you trust his word, rest assured you can't go wrong. 'Cause he didn't stay dead and he won't stay gone. Oh, I'm just gonna keep my eyes on the eastern sky. For I know that I know my redemption. Sure you can't go wrong, 'cause he didn't stay dead and he won't stay gone. If you trust his word, rest assured you can't go wrong, 'cause he didn't stay dead, he didn't stay dead, he didn't stay dead, and he won't stay gone.
Good morning, y'all. This is Donna.
And this is Mike.
You're listening to The Morning Show with Natalie.
By and by, when the morning comes, when the saints of God are gathered home, we will tell the story how we've overcome, and we'll understand it better by and by.
Trials dark on every hand, and we cannot understand all the ways that God would lead us to that blessed promised land. But He guides us with His eye, and we'll follow till we die, for we'll understand it better by and by. By and by, when the morning comes, when the saints of God are gathered home, we will tell the story how we've overcome, and we'll understand it better by and by. Hidden snares often take us unawares, and our hearts are made to bleed for a thoughtless word or deed. And we wonder why the test when we try to do our best, but we'll understand it better by and by. Well, now, by and by, when the morning comes, when the saints of God are gathered home, tell the story how we've overcome, and we'll understand it better by and by. Sing now, by and by, when the morning comes, when the saints of God are gathered home, we will tell the story how we've overcome, and we'll understand it better by and by. Yes, we'll tell the story how we've overcome, and we'll understand it better by and by.
Well, this is the truth if I've ever told it. Well, it's the truth if you can believe anything coming out of People magazine. I don't know why they would lie about it. Did you hear about the sailor? His name is Elvis Francois, and he spent 24 days out at sea, and all he had to eat was ketchup and garlic powder. That's what they say. That's what they say. He was rescued after a plane saw the word help engraved on his sailboat's hull. He was found 120 miles away from Colombia's Puerto Rico Boulevard after a plane. I don't even know if I said that right. I've never been to Puerto Rico. I don't know. I really don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just reading the article here. But I know his name's Elvis. I know he was out at sea for 24 days, and they found him 120 miles away from any land. And all he had to eat was ketchup and food seasoning. He was 47 years old, or he is 47 years old. Now, he was originally from the island of Dominica. That's what he says. He had been making repairs to his boat near the island of St. Martin in December 2022 when bad weather pulled him out to sea. So now, if I'm reading this correctly, the man was not on a sea voyage. He was not out on a journey. He had not embarked on a great mission. The man was trying to fix his boat. The man was trying to fix his boat. That's it. He was just out trying to fix his boat, and the bad weather swept him out to the sea. So he didn't mean to take this journey. The journey took him. The Colombian Navy noted in their official statement that Elvis Francois didn't have any kind of knowledge about navigation whatsoever. So he became lost after he got swept out to sea. He became lost. And for 24 days, no land, nobody to talk to, nothing to do, don't know where you are. Elvis said it was rough. Elvis said it was pretty rough. That's what he said in a video that was obtained by NBC News. He even said at certain times he lost all hope. And the only thing that kept him going was thinking about his family. Yeah, that's what you do in tough times. You just think about the ones you love and keep going, Elvis. You just keep going. But you know, he made it. In the little video that was put out, he further details that he tried to contact friends and coworkers. I guess maybe he had a cell phone. I'm sure he had a phone in his pocket. I can picture it. He's out working on his boat. He's got a phone in his pocket. You know he does. So I'm sure he tried to call someone, but it says he eventually lost service as he drifted off further to sea. Now, that's a bad time for a fella not to pick up. I can just see me in that boat. I'm drifting further and further off into the sea. I have my phone. It's in my hand, but Nicole won't answer. I'm calling Nicole. But Nicole probably wouldn't have any service. When she's in her house, she doesn't have much service on her phone. Now, if she's outside, it's pretty good. But I can see me, just like Elvis, drifting off in that boat. You're trying to call somebody. Pick up, pick up. Nobody answered. And as he drifted off further and further, he lost service, see? So all of his Nicoles didn't answer either. They didn't answer.
Grass-fed beef that's USDA certified, look no further than our friends at J&L Farms. J&L Farms raises 100% grass-fed beef with no additives. J&L Farms sells steaks, ribeye, sirloins, New York strip, or any of your favorite steak cuts. They also sell roast, hamburger meat, any kind of specialty beef you want. They can get it done for you. Grass-fed beef is a healthy choice because it's leaner and has significantly lower levels of saturated fat. It's also higher in vitamins and antioxidants. It's simply a healthier choice for your body. So for special pricing or request pickup locations, you need to call our friend Larry Mathis at J&L Farms at 601-917-8063. That's 601-917-8063. Be good to your heart. Make the healthy choice. Choose delicious grass-fed beef from J&L Farms.
He's a mighty good friend. He's a mighty good friend. He's a mighty good friend. Jesus, my Lord, is a mighty good friend. When I'm in trouble, he's there on the double. When I fall down, he helps me come around. He'll go with me to my journey's end. Jesus Christ, my Lord, is a mighty good friend. My sin and my sickness, he has healed them all. Even when I'm far away, hears me when I call. Things won't always come to pass the way I think they should, but I've got a heartfelt peace. He's working all things for my good. He's a mighty good friend. He's a mighty good friend. Jesus, my Lord, is a mighty good friend. When I'm in trouble, he's there on the double. When I fall down, helps me come around. He'll go with me to my journey's end. Jesus Christ, my Lord, is a mighty good friend. Today and tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, throughout the endless ages, my Savior will be near. In fair and stormy weather, no matter where I go, we'll always be together. He's the dearest friend I know. He's a mighty good friend. He's a mighty good friend. Jesus, my Lord, is a mighty good friend. When I'm in trouble, he's there on the double. When I fall down, helps me come around. He'll go with me to my journey's end. Jesus Christ, my Lord, is a mighty good friend. He's a mighty good friend. He's a mighty good friend.
ever thought that the world has kinda lost its way. As crazy as it seems, yet I know it's gonna be okay. You see, it doesn't scare me, it's temporary. There's something better, we've got forever. And it won't be long, cause we know our help is on the way. The way, so keep your head up. Jesus is coming back, Jesus is coming back. No, don't you give up. Jesus is coming back, Jesus is coming back. And when the world gets complicated, we're gonna keep on celebrating. Cause we know Jesus is coming back, Jesus is coming back. We gotta stay awake cause nobody knows the day or time. No, the trumpet's gonna blow and the skies are gonna open wide, open wide. He's coming for us, just like he told us. It's been a long wait, but there's a new day, and we're gonna sing hallelujah when the King arrives. Hallelujah. So keep your head up. Jesus is coming back, Jesus is coming back. No, don't you give up. Jesus is coming back, Jesus is coming back. And when the world gets complicated, we're gonna keep on celebrating. Cause we know Jesus is coming back, Jesus is coming back.
The Word of God says that Jesus is going to descend from heaven like a thief in the night. It's time for us to be ready. We don't know the day, and we don't know the hour. All we know is that soon we are going to see the King.
So, what about you? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? People get ready. People get ready. You can be ready. Cause we are gonna see the King. Are you ready? Are you ready? People get ready. People get ready. You can be ready. We are gonna see the King. Come on and stand up. Jesus is coming back. Jesus is coming back. So don't you give up. Jesus is coming back. Jesus is coming back. And when the world gets complicated, we're gonna keep on celebrating. Cause we know Jesus is coming back. Jesus is coming back. Are you ready now? Are you ready now? Oh, people get ready. You can be ready. Are you ready now? Are you ready now? We're gonna see the King.
Well, I want to talk to you about the good folks over at Hometown Roots in Sebastopol, Mississippi. Did you know you can get a Valentine's gift basket over at Hometown Roots? You can, and how easy is that? The difficult thing about Valentine's is just deciding what you're going to get your Valentines or your kids or whoever you're getting the gift for. That's the tricky part about Valentine's. And Hometown Roots, well, they make it super easy. And they carry the Tyler products over at Hometown Roots, and they can do you an entire gift basket of just Tyler products. I have used these products myself. I have used them. They are top notch. They're terrific. I myself would love a Valentine's gift basket of Tyler products. They have the candles, the Tyler Candle Company candles. They are the best. They're my favorite candles anywhere. They have the laundry detergent. They have the Bath and Body Works. They just have all kind of Tyler products at Hometown Roots. They have enough to make a whole gift basket out of them. I guarantee you that. And it'll be super nice. So you need to call Kitty Ladner over at Hometown Roots in Sebastopol, 601-625-7512. Or you can just look it up on the fake book. As a matter of fact, they have a picture of the gift baskets on the fake book. Just let Kitty know that you want a gift basket with the Tyler products. She'll know exactly what you're talking about. It'll be elite, my friend. You'll have an elite Valentine's gift. Hometown Roots is the place to be for Valentine's, that's for sure. Well, let's get one more in from our featured artist of the week. It's the Shiver Brothers. Here they are.
Oh, the wonder of the love of God, the wonder of the love of God. Oh, the wonder of the love of God, that He would choose to come so far to rescue and redeem these hearts. That's the wonder of the love of God, the wonder of the love of God. Long before the first light of Eden, He could see a world lost in sin. The heart of heaven was moved by mercy, and He decided He'd enter in our darkness through a doorway called Bethlehem. Oh, the wonder of the love of God, that He would choose to come so far to rescue and redeem these hearts. That's the wonder of the love of God, the wonder of the love of God. Not a love staying at a distance, not a love that just wished us well, but He planned to walk among us, left His throne and came to dwell. Our Savior, God with us, Emmanuel. Oh, the wonder of the love of God, that He would choose to come so far to rescue and redeem these hearts. That's the wonder of the love of God, the wonder of the love of God. Our Savior, God with us, Emmanuel, comes moving, pursuing a world that fell. That's the wonder of the love of God, that He would choose to come so far to rescue and redeem these hearts. That's the wonder of the love of God, the wonder of the love of God, the wonder of the love of God, the wonder of the love of God. That's the wonder of the love of God. That's the wonder of the love of God.
Well, that's it. Special thanks to Bryan Hutson for making the day so special, spending some time on the morning show. Thanks, Bryan. Tomorrow, Uriah Culpepper's going to be here. He's 7 years old. He's going to be co-hosting. Don't miss Uriah. Have a great day.
There's a dark and a troubled side of life, but there's a bright and a sunny side too. Though we meet with the darkness and strife, the sunny side we also may view. Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It will help us every day. It will brighten all the way. If we'll keep on the sunny side of life. Let us greet with a song of hope each day. Though the moments be cloudy or fair, let us trust in our Savior always, who keepeth everyone in His care. Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It will help us every day. It will brighten all the way. If we'll keep on the sunny side of life. Though the storm in its fury broke today, crushing hopes that we cherish so dear, storm and clouds will in time pass away. The sun again will shine
listening to The Morning Show with Natalie Duncan-Emmons. We're glad you joined us. We want to invite you back tomorrow when once again you'll hear some of the very best in gospel music and some of the finest in Christian entertainment. Will you join us tomorrow? Is it a date? We'll look for you then. God bless and goodbye, everybody.